Oh, what's going on, everybody? Z here. Welcome back to some more No Man's Sky. Today we're talking about the Wraith, the new living ship. After all these years, we finally have a new style of living ship. Now, it's like a major change. There's other, like, you know, little variants of living ships, but we have before us the Wraith. We have done the Titan expedition. I'm going to go a little bit into the Titan expedition, talk about expeditions here after we look at the Wraith. So if you guys are interested, stick around. But this is the new Wraith in all of its glory. It's beautiful. It's got the one monocular eye, whatever you want to call it. And it looks very cool. I really like it. Now, I will say I am partial because I like my black and red ships. I have a black and red living ship and I absolutely love it. So here we have this beautiful new Wraith living ship. Now, in order to obtain this, you are going to have to complete the newest expedition, Expedition 17 Titan. I'm not 100% sure if it's out on Switch yet. I believe there's a couple more days left at the time of recording, but you know, it is what it is. So here it is in all its glory. Now, for reference, I will show you my other living ship. Here is my other living ship. Now, I gotta tell you, and the red and the black, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love the color scheme. But this is what our OG living ships basically look like. Like I said, there's a little bit of variations, with the head, how many like little side things there was, stuff like that. So this is the OG living ship. The Wraith is the new one. Leave a comment. Let me know what you prefer. I really like this one, but I would love to see the Wraith in a black and red color scheme. Now, I don't know if we're going to get other color schemes because this is an expedition specific ship. So typically the expedition specific ships, they are set in their colors. They're set in whatever. How you get them is how you get them. So, but let's go ahead. Let's take a peek. Let's fly this thing around. Let's actually take a peek at the stats and stuff like that. So, I personally have never really worried about these stats over here. And the reason is that I've never really felt the need to like min-max these. I feel like at a certain point, once you have enough S-class upgrades on stuff, everything's easy. You don't have to worry about it anyway. So now it does come fully equipped with these two top rows right here. Now for your Atlantid drives, yes, you can just install an Atlantid drive like you would. You click on here, boom, hit Atlantid drive. You just install an Atlantid drive like normal. So that is that's something a little bit different from what I've seen, but there are other things that you can put in here as well. So yeah, that's how you get your augments and whatnots. But if you're new to living ships, basically how they function is they require some different resources in order to operate. So we've basically got this the pulsing heart. This is what allows you to pulse jump, and essentially is your think of your pulse engine or whatever. This, you could use silver, carbon, or viscous fluids. Carbon, very easy, everybody always has it. We have the scream suppressor, which is the shield, I believe. So either pugnium, mordite, or dihydrogen. Again, very easy resources that you probably already have with you. The neural assembly, this is going to require oxygen, mordite, or condensed carbon. This is the launch thruster fuel. So basically, you just use oxygen or condensed carbon. Again, very easy to find. And then you have your singularity cortex, which this is actually your warp, essentially. So chromatic metal, processed meat, or living slime. Again, chromatic metal, a resource that you have on you all the time. When living ships initially came out, they were personally my favorite ships up until we got the Sentinel ships. And the reason was for the refueling these different things was very easy. Chromatic metal is a lot easier to obtain than warp cores and warp in like the warp cores and the jump drives and all that fun stuff, whatever. It's a lot easier to obtain that. It's a lot easier to obtain oxygen, to obtain pugnium or mordite or dihydrogen. Dihydrogen's literally just laying on the ground everywhere, you know? Silver, carbon, or viscous fluid, carbon, literally everywhere. Chances are you have everything you need with you at all times anyways. So the living ships were a huge jump, especially for exploring around, because chromatic metal is way easier to get than, like I said, jumping with war cars and stuff. Now, I will say that the one drawback to living ships now is the expansions. You do have to have some very specific things in order to cause these expansions to happen. So if I actually go into my freighter, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these. It's these guys right here, these psychonic eggs, or psychonic eggs, yes. And essentially how you get these is from sending your frigates out on missions from your freighter, and then they'll come back if they had like something going on. Now, I believed that you had to have a living frigate in order to do this, but I've been told that you don't have to have a living frigate in order to get these. So I don't know. I believe you probably can either way, but I've always used my living frigates, so I don't know. But yeah, you have to get these, and these are going to essentially turn into to other things. So if I go into begin the biogenesis, that should have went into my starship. So now you can see we have something here. So evolve, this causes it, triggers something, and so saline carapace. What is this going to turn into? The carapace will allow the vessel to float, making water landings possible. Okay, so that's our water landing upgrade right there. Look at that. That's so funny. Now let's go ahead and do another one and see what we get from that one. So starship, we've got a grafted inode, so we can throw that over here. It's going to overload these though, unfortunately. So we could probably get rid of, we might be able to get rid of the B class. Let me see if we can remove this. Yes, so we can get that one with an A as well. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe if you do enough of these, I think that's actually how you're supposed to get your, so another grafted inode and a focused cornea. Okay, so this is going to be another upgrade, which is going to overload things. And this is also going to be another upgrade, which is probably going to overload things as well. Let me see if I can put this in here. Take this one out. Throw that in there. Take this one out. Put that in there. Okay, so yeah. So we got that one. Heat dispersion damage, recharge rate, all that fun stuff. Now, yeah, again, for storage sacks themselves, so with the storage upgrades, you have to actually get something a little bit different. Those eggs essentially just turn into your upgrades, as we've seen. You have to get something called a spawning sack, and I think they're a lot more rare. I don't actually know that I've ever even got one. They're you get them the same way. You essentially send them out, but they're called a spawning sack, and I'm honestly not 100% sure that I even have any of those. Yeah, so I don't actually think I even have any of those. So, yeah, there's that. That's how you, there's your upgrades, stuff like that. And just want to talk about that lightly. But let's go ahead and fly this bad boy around. You can kind of see what it looks like. Kind of see how it feels, I guess. And like I said, I'm going to go into a little bit of the expedition here shortly. Now, it is a good-looking ship. It looks good. I will say this one feels more ship-like than the other living ship because, I mean, we have those two, like, direct thrusters, which actually look like thrusters themselves. So I think they look pretty cool. Well, let's go ahead and go into photo mode too, and let's kind of just take a look at this thing in the air, flying majestically through the sky. Yeah. There it is. I mean, it looks good. It does. It looks very good. It looks very cool. I like it. It's fun. I think the best look of it, obviously, is probably from the front because it has that one like central eye, you know, like it looks good. It looks menacing from this way. If it came in black and red, it'd look even better though, personally. Honestly, that's what I think. So, but yeah, so there's that. Now let's talk about the expedition and how to start it. I've seen a little bit of confusion over the expeditions and stuff like that. So I just want to talk about a couple of things real fast, specifically starting an expedition. You do not have to start a new save to start an expedition. It used to be that you had to have a save in order to start an expedition. You had to start a new one, or you had to select it from the main menu. You no longer have to do that, and I would argue that it is better to not do that, because there are some benefits to not having a new save for that. So if you are in a save and you don't know this, or you did know this, but you're going to go basically the same place. You're going to go over here, and this person is going to be your expeditions terminal person. Now, I've already completed this, so I don't think it's going to let me do anything here. But normally it would say begin expedition. And you can take technology slots with you. You can take cargo. I personally never take anything. I don't think I've never needed to. I've never ever taken one. But you can take all that, and then you start your expedition. It turns your save. There's a little bit of a bug going on right here. It turns your save into the expedition save, and you'll just start over. You'll start your expedition, whatever. Now, if you want to hop back to your regular save, once you're in the expedition and you get to the point where you can call the Nexus in, just like you would any other time, you can come right back to this terminal, and you can swap right back over to your normal save and resume the expedition whenever you want. So you can hit a button. It'll say, oh, do you want to swap back to your whatever save? You hit it. It'll bring you right back to here, and then you can do some more stuff. If you want to go back later and do it, you can hit the thing to continue your expedition, so on and so forth, until the expedition's over or you complete it. Now, the reason that I would argue that it is handy to actually do the expedition on your save is once you're finished and you have your new living ship. So let's say I finished the expedition, I had my living ship with me, and I also had my multi-tool. So I actually got the we got the new staff from the expedition. It looks like this guy right here. It's a big stone staff looking thing, and I got that from the expedition. So what I did was when I finished, instead of trying to go anywhere else, I just went here and I just hit create multi-tool or create starship. Now it does take nanites to do that, but it just copies over your starship from your expedition or your multi-tool from your expedition, so it can be either one. So you can copy them from there. Now, if you don't do that, I believe you have to go again. I'm not sure. I haven't done this in a very long time. You have to go over here and you have to hit collect expedition rewards, and you'll see I have the Pillar of Titan right there and the Wraith, but I don't need to claim it because I already have them. So I can still claim these later. Like, say something happens and I accidentally do something to my Wraith, I still have another one here. So I didn't actually have to use these in order to bring them over to my current save. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that's something you can do when you create a new save or not. I don't think it is, but it's a little handy thing. Also, all your stuff turns into Quicksilver, nanites, units, whatever, as well. So yeah, there's the Wraith. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Now, the only tip I'm gonna leave you guys with as far as the expedition goes, it's all pretty self-explanatory, is there is a point in which you're gonna be looking for a sunken freighter, and you're gonna be on a water world probably when you get to it, because one of the expedition rendezvous points is on a water world, and you're already gonna be there. I am going to tell you to not worry and not try to find the sunken freighter on that planet. I looked around for one. I never found one. I had somebody else that was streaming. We streamed this entire thing. If you guys want to catch the entire live stream, you can watch the entire expedition. I'll have a link down below. I actually got raided by somebody on Twitch. They said they looked for an hour and couldn't find one. So what I would recommend doing is continuing on and going to other water worlds, dropping down the little Nautilin platform, hopping in, scanning, and seeing if one pops up. I got lucky. We hopped into one on a water world, and there was one within like 2 minutes of us. So it was fantastic. Instead of searching for hours and hours, we found it pretty quick. So yeah, that's my biggest that's probably the biggest tip that I have for you. But yeah, like I said, there it is. There's the new Wraith. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Is it cool? Is it amazing? Are you gonna go after it yourself? Also, the expedition takes about 5.5 hours. It took me about 5.5 hours. You could probably do it quicker if you're you know, focused and better at the game than I am, like a lot of people are. So but yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and there you have it, the new No Man's Sky Wraith. It's cool, it's neat, I like it, I'm glad we got it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.